Hi again, East End Math students, Mr. O back, and we're going to do the absolute value and piecewise function quiz. So we start off with number 1, f of x is the absolute value of the quantity x plus 2 minus 5. And to go from absolute value to piecewise, what we have to do is we have to keep the same transformation, the same shift. So f of x equals, an absolute value, we have two portions. We have the negative portion and the positive portion. So it means on our piecewise we have to write two functions. And in order to do that, we just replace the absolute value symbols with, replace the absolute value symbols with parentheses. Let me fix that too there really quick. Minus 5. And we'll get to the interval in just a moment. And the second one, same exact thing. X plus 2 minus 5. X is greater than or equal to something. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at the interval, and where does our function change directions? Where's that point of inflection, or what you all are going to think of as the vertex, because it is. And the vertex is the opposite of the parentheses, so negative 2, negative 5. So the vertex has a line of symmetry passing through it vertically, and it passes through x equals negative 2. So that's what our intervals are going to be determined by. So we're going to go less than negative 2 and greater than or equal to negative 2 for our graph. Now, the sign of the absolute value is positive, which means the right-hand side of our graph should remain positive as well. They should stay the same. So this greater than negative 2 will be the right-hand portion. So the left-hand portion needs to become negative, have the switch in sign. So now let's graph this. Again, we said the vertex was negative 2, negative 5. So there we go. And the slope on the right-hand side, since there is no number in front of the parentheses that we see, remember that that's what I call the ghost 1. So, and if we make that a fraction, it would be 1 over 1. So rise is 1 up, run is 1 to the right. So we would have something that would look like this. And I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance because this line is probably going to look terrible. Wow, that's probably the best line I've ever drawn on here. So it moves up and to the right because it's a positive slope, and it has a slope of 1 over 1. So 1 up, 1 right. And now once we've done that, the left-hand side, since I did mention that line of symmetry that goes right through the vertex vertically, and that is the ugliest line I've ever tried to draw. So, but about on that point, or on that line of symmetry, we're going to reflect the right-hand line across it. So since this one is 1 away, this one should be 1 away. That point's 2 away, 2 away, 3 away, 3 away. So now I just draw my new left-hand side, and we have the characteristic v of our absolute value. And that is both parts of that particular question. So on the back side, we are doing the exact opposite, taking a piecewise, and we are graphing it after we make an absolute value function. So g of x equals, and again we said the shift has to be the same. So instead of parentheses, we're going to have the absolute value symbols. And again, try to make your absolute value symbols taller than the rest of your numbers so they don't look like ones. So the shift is the same, the growth factor is the same, But now we've got to figure out what's the sign on this 3 for the slope. And again, we want to look at the right hand side because that's the key. So when I look right here, x is greater than 1. Oh, those are the numbers to the right of 1 on our x number line, our x-axis. So since that's a positive, that means our slope needs to be positive, and that's fixed. Okay. So now we've got to do the graphing. Let's see, the shift. I go right 1 because I do the opposite of what's inside of the parentheses, and then down 2. So right 1, down 2. Okay. And let's go back. So now our slope is 3, which 3 over 1. So rise is 3, 3 up, and then the run is 1 to the right. So up 3, 1 to the right. So there is our right hand side, and again I apologize for whatever atrocity gets graphed right now. That's a little off, but it's very, very, very close. And I would be forgiving on that kind of error. So, I mean, if you want to make sure you get full credit, make sure to show me the points. The line's going to be a little crooked. But now, because of our line of symmetry passing through the vertex, now we're going to reflect it over the line of symmetry for our left-hand side. So 1 away from the line of symmetry, 2 away from the line of symmetry, 3 away from the line of symmetry. And there's your V. So again, guys, good luck in studying, and I hope you do well in your quiz upcoming, and I'll see you later.